So here we have black turtle beans with lettuce in between. There's peas in the back. Those will be ready next week. Here we have some peppers, jalapenos, and there's a parsley that managed to stay alive since last year. That's the long cucumbers, all growing up the vines. Lettuce down in between, getting some shade. Down here we have different kinds of peppers and icicle radishes, which grow about 5 inches long and they're white. So, cilantro kind of gone out of control. This is all cherry tomatoes all along the back, growing up the vines as well. Well, they will eventually. That's some barley that managed to survive a brew from last year. Kohlrabi down in between the tomatoes. As the tomatoes get bigger, I trim the leaves back, and so there'll be plenty of room. This is all beetroot, but it's being grown as chard, so you can pick off the leaves and eat those. And there's lettuce growing in the shade back there. This bed looks messy. So this is all leeks up front. You thin them out. They have a nice subtle garlic taste to them. In the back there's bush beans. I did the first pick on those today. Bush beans all the way along the back. This is dill. Chop up a little bit of that in your salad, and that's lovely. More cilantro because I just ran out of room, so now I'm letting this one go to seed, and I'll get coriander when that's ready. And these tomatoes are all tomatoes that self-seeded from last year, and I just figured I'd let them grow because I wasn't having a lot of success with my tomatoes this year. Alright, so that's the original beds. And now the new beds. So this is pole beans, which are doing a great job climbing the poles, as they do. Different kind of bush bean down here. They're not quite ready, but probably next weekend I can do a pick on those. I grow them for the pods, not for the seeds themselves. There's red cabbage growing down in between. Again, just getting a bit of shade, because if it's in direct sun it can get pretty bitter and you don't want that. And then I had radishes growing in here. I've already pulled them out, and so this is some more kohlrabis and some red cabbage. I didn't grow the red cabbage from seed. I picked them up as a flat. This was supposed to be Brussels sprouts, but Menards had things labeled incorrectly. And those are actually cabbages, which they're and they are cabbages, so that's fine. Had a bit of caterpillar attack on there, but poured some diatomaceous on there, and that takes care of that. These are peas. They're basically finished. I picked all of them today, but it's still putting out shoots, and you can eat the shoots because they just taste like peas, and that's very nice. This was my lettuce bed, lettuce and spinach. That's all finished, so I've picked all that out, and this is all Roma tomatoes, which are used to make pasta sauce, because we eat a lot of pasta sauce. There's some sage down in there that I just kind of threw in there as an afterthought. Onions, there's white onions, there's red onions. The spaces in between had spring onions. They're all pulled and eaten or in the fridge by now. And so that's carrots that's in between. They're getting shaded out by the beetroot, so can't be helped. There's more beetroot, which again, growing it for the leaves, not so much for the bulbs themselves, and they're crowded together. So there's clusters of them, and you wait for one to get big and you pull it out, and then the others are able to grow. They have room. And it looks like I have a chipmunk or something that's trying to make a house here. So that's, oh no, that's just where I pulled out the previous clump. Potato patch is vibrant, vigorous. It's kind of crowding out the strawberries. Strawberries are down in there. Don't get too many. Great, make a whole bunch of noise. That's a tile cover. And then a little bit more dill thrown in there. Bunch of raspberries in pots, and I have peppers ready to go. More kohlrabi and peppers, and basil, kohlrabis, eggplants, kohlrabis. I like kohlrabis, in case you're wondering. So when the peas are done, and those peas are done, and the beetroot is finished, then it'll be time to put all those kohlrabis in the ground. And that's about the gist of it.